In 2014, GM issued a massive recall due to faulty ignition switches, which caused over 120 fatalities. In 2014, General Motors issued a massive recall of 2.5 million vehicles due to faulty ignition switches. The faulty switches could be easily damaged, causing engines to shut off while driving, leading to crashes. The defect was linked to at least 124 fatalities and 275 injuries in the United States alone. GM knew about the problem as early as 2004, but waited 10 years to issue a full recall, sparking outrage. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, investigated GM's handling of the recall, imposing a $900 million fine. The recall ultimately cost GM over $5 billion in settlements, fines, and other expenses related to the scandal. Relive the most unforgettable moments in rugby history, including Jonny Wilkinson's 2003 World Cup winning drop goal and Nelson Mandela's 1995 Rugby World Cup appearance. Rugby's origins date back to 1823, when William Webb Ellis picked up the ball during a soccer game. The first Rugby World Cup was held in 1987, with New Zealand and France making it to the final. Jonny Wilkinson's 2003 World Cup winning drop goal was scored with just 26 seconds left on the clock. Nelson Mandela wore a Springbok jersey to present the 1995 Rugby World Cup, symbolizing unity in post-apartheid South Africa. The 2000 Bledisloe Cup match between Australia and New Zealand was decided by a thrilling 12-12 draw. The Rugby World Cup is the third largest sporting event in the world, behind the Olympics and the FIFA. Discover how multiple hard inquiries can affect your credit score, and see an example of how applying for 5 credit cards in 1 month can drop your score by 20 points. A hard inquiry occurs when you apply for credit, causing a temporary dip in your credit score. Multiple hard inquiries in a short period can significantly lower your credit score, sometimes by 20 points. Applying for 5 credit cards in 1 month can trigger lenders to view you as a high-risk borrower. The impact of hard inquiries on your credit score typically lasts for 6 to 12 months. However, the effect of multiple hard inquiries can be mitigated by maintaining good credit habits. Strategically spacing out credit applications can help minimize the negative impact on your credit score. Learn how to use the anchoring effect to your advantage in negotiations, just like real estate agents do, by making an extreme initial offer to set the tone for the rest of the conversation. The anchoring effect is a negotiation tactic that sets the tone for the rest of the conversation. Real estate agents often use anchoring by listing properties at a higher price to create a negotiation buffer. Making an extreme initial offer can influence the counteroffer and final agreement. The first offer in a negotiation typically serves as an anchor, shaping the other party's expectations. Anchoring can backfire if the initial offer is perceived as unrealistic or insulting to the other party. Mastering anchoring requires understanding the other party's goals and limits to make a strategic initial. From the Atocha to the Whydah, join me as we count down the top 5 richest shipwrecks in history, with treasures worth millions or even billions of dollars. The Atocha, a Spanish galleon, sank off Florida's coast in 1622 with a vast treasure on board. The Whydah, a pirate ship, sank in 1717 with an estimated $400 million in gold and artifacts. The Central America, a steamship, sank in 1857 with over 14 tons of gold worth $100 million. The San Jose, a Spanish galleon, is believed to hold a treasure worth up to $17 billion. The treasure of the Atocha was recovered in 1985 by Mel Fisher after a 16-year search. The combined treasure of these shipwrecks is worth an estimated $30 billion, a staggering historical fortune. Explore how Frozen became one of the highest-grossing animated films of all time, including its $1.27 billion box office haul and 2 Academy Award wins. Frozen was released in 2013 and became a global phenomenon overnight. The film's $1.27 billion box office haul made it the highest-grossing animated film of all time then. Let It Go, sung by Idina Menzel, won the Academy Award for Best Original Song in 2014. Frozen also won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, beating tough competition. The film's success was fueled by its relatable characters, catchy soundtrack, and stunning animation. Frozen's impact extends beyond box office numbers, becoming a cultural phenomenon with lasting influence. Nokia's N-Gage, released in 2003, was a gaming phone that failed to impress gamers due to its awkward design and limited games, including the infamous Puyo Pop. Nokia's N-Gage, released in 2003, was a gaming phone that combined a mobile phone and handheld game console. The N-Gage's design was criticized for its awkward taco phone shape, making it uncomfortable to hold and use. The phone's game library was limited, with only 10 games available at launch, including the unpopular Puyo Pop. The N-Gage required users to remove the battery to insert games, making it inconvenient and prone to data loss. Despite its innovative concept, the N-Gage sold only around 3 million units worldwide, falling short of Nokia's expectations. Explore the most impactful arms control agreements in history, including the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, SALT, Treaty, which limited nuclear arsenals between the US and USSR, and learn how they shaped global politics. The Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, SALT, Treaty, was signed in 1972 by the US and USSR. SALT I limited the number of nuclear missiles and bombers for both superpowers. The treaty marked a significant shift in the Cold War, easing nuclear tensions. The Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF, eliminated an entire class of nuclear missiles in 1987. The Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, START, reduced nuclear arsenals by 30% between 1991 and 2001. These agreements collectively reduced nuclear stockpiles and reshaped global politics, promoting international stability. Witness the most epic comebacks in rugby history, including the All Blacks' 2007 win over France and Ireland's 2018 defeat of the Springboks. Rugby's greatest comebacks often involve dramatic turnarounds in the final quarter of the game. The All Blacks' 2007 win over France saw them overcome an 18-point deficit with 20 minutes remaining. Ireland's 2018 defeat of the Springboks was their first ever win on South African soil, after trailing 13-8 at halftime. The 1995 Rugby World Cup final saw the Springboks come back from 12-3 down to win 15-12 inches extra time. In 2019, Wales staged a stunning comeback against England, overcoming a 10-point deficit with 20 minutes left to win 21-13. These epic comebacks showcase rugby's unique blend of physicality, strategy, and mental toughness.